So, good morning, students. In the previous class, we have studied this example. You can see this example. So now I'll go for this. That is, show that f of z is equal to cos hyperbolic of z is analytic, and hence find f dash of z. So here f of z, that is cos of z. You can see here I'll take w is equal to f of z, which is nothing but cos of z. So w, that is u plus iv, f of z is equal to cos of hyperbolic of x plus iy. So z is equal to, I'll take x plus iy. You can see here x plus iy. If you take cos hyperbolic, z is equal to r e raised to I theta. Okay, so with this, separation is difficult. Separation is difficult. So finding real part and imaginary part will be difficult. So because of that, I'm not going for the polar form. I'm just choosing the Cartesian form here. That is the only one reason. So if it is possible, you can do it. Just check out of your interest. Okay. Next, cos of hyperbolic, this you can see x plus iy I have replaced. I know that cos hyperbolic of theta can be written as cos of I theta. So here theta, take this as x plus iy as a theta. Okay. So next, therefore cos hyperbolic of theta, this is cos hyperbolic of theta. So I'll take cos of I theta. The theta is x plus iy. So that I'll take inside this property I studied in the beginning. Okay. So cos of that I you take inside, cos of ix plus I into I will be I square into y. So next, u plus iv is equal to f of z, that is equal to cos of ix minus y minus, because you can see here I square is there here. I square is there. I square is nothing but minus 1 minus y. So here I can apply the formula. Here I can apply the formula. So that is, just look out here, cos of a minus b. The formula for cos of a minus b is cos a cos b plus sin a sin b. So here a is ix, b is y. So I'll apply the formula. That is u plus iv is equal to cos of ix cos of y plus sin of ix sin of y. So here basically we are interested to get a real part and imaginary part. So it should be in the form of a plus ib or u plus iv. So whatever it may be. Okay. So we want real plus real part plus I into imaginary part. So because of, you can see again I'll apply the formula, that is cos of ix, I can write it as cos hyperbolic of x, just apply the previous formulas into cos of y plus sin of ix can be written as I into sin hyperbolic of x into sin of y. So this you can see, this and this. Okay, so I'm applying the formula, I'm writing like this. So next you can see here this is u plus I v. It is very clear. Real part plus I into imaginary part. So real part is u. That is u equal to cos hyperbolic of x cos of y, and v is sin hyperbolic of x into sin of y. So with respect to this, okay, get ux and uy. Ux. So ux means only with respect to x I had to differentiate by keeping y constant. Means cos of y will be constant. This cos hyperbolic of x is sin hyperbolic of x. So ux is this. Next, coming to uy. So cos hyperbolic of x as it is. So cos of y differentiation is minus sin of y. So simplification leads to minus cos hyperbolic of x into sin of y. So this is ux, this is uy. Similarly, come to this side, v, sin hyperbolic of x into sin of y. So vx, that is cos hyperbolic of x into sin of y. Next, vy is sin hyperbolic of x into cos of y. Same procedure we are using here also. Next, these are the CR equations. Okay, so just check it both the side whether equality holds good or not. Ux sin x sin hyperbolic of x into cos of y, vy sin hyperbolic of x into cos of y. So one side equality holds good. So even I had to check with other equation, that is uy. So uy is minus cos hyperbolic of x into sine of y. So minus sign, as usual you write vx cos hyperbolic of x into sine of y. So this side also minus minus cos hyperbolic of x cos hyperbolic of x sine of y sine of y. So everything is there here. Okay, so both the side equality is satisfied. Once the equality is satisfied, okay, so CR, it is satisfied the CR equations. So as CR equations, it is satisfied. So I can say that the given function, that is f of z, that is w, is analytic. So if it is satisfied this, then it is analytic. So next, we are interested to get f dash of that z, that is derivative of the given function is what? Actually, it is very clear. Derivative of cos hyperbolic of z is sine hyperbolic of z. That you should remember. It's very simple, but directly I cannot write. To write this, you have a marks. You have a max. So that is, as it is in Cartesian form, so f dash of z is equal to ux plus ivx. You write it. So what is ux? Write it here. What is vx? Write it. Next, I know that sine hyperbolic of x can be written as sine of ix divided by I into cos of y, plus I is already there. Cos hyperbolic of x can be written as cos of ix into sine of y. So I told you always, the whatever this imaginary part I symbol is there, it should not be in the denominator. Always it should be in the numerator. That you should take it for a grant in the complex analysis. While simplifying, it should not be in the denominator. It should be in the numerator. For that, I'll do the rationalization. This process I'm doing. So sine of ix cos of y plus I into cos of ix sine of y. This I'm writing as usual. So simplification of this leads to I divided by I square. So rest of the thing is same. Okay. So this becomes minus I. Why? Because you can see here I square is minus 1. So denominator minus 1. So that I'm writing it as minus 1 into I sine of ix cos of y plus I into cos of ix sine of y. Okay. So here between these two, minus I'll take common. Okay. So that is Kirti, please mute
Yes,
it.
sir.
Mute it.
Sir, it is not working, sir. Please give a second, sir.
Oh, okay. Okay. So this you can see what I'm doing is that. Okay. So minus I'll take common. So sine of ix into cos of y. So minus c plus sign is there here. Minus sign already have taken out. So here it is again minus sign will come here. So cos of ix sine of y. So minus I. So is it looking like sin a cos b minus cos a sin b? That is sine of a minus b. So that I'm writing. Next minus I sine. So this you can see here in between. Okay. I'll take common. Okay. So x minus 1 by I into y. So minus I sine of I x. Again, I told that 1 upon I is there, no? So I don't want 1 by I. Always it should be there in the numerator only. So I'll do the rationalization. Okay. So next thing is that. Okay. Minus I sine I x minus I upon I square into y. F dash of z is equal to minus I sine of I into x I square means minus plus iy. So sine I of theta, sine of I of theta is what? I into sine hyperbolic of x plus iy. So I into I square this. So minus I square sine hyperbolic of x plus iy. Okay, I square is -1. So minus minus plus is a sine hyperbolic of x plus iy, sine hyperbolic of x plus iy. So this x plus iy is z. So I can write it as sine hyperbolic of z. So it is looking like a bit tedious, but when you practice the things, so it will be very easy. Only for this example, it is bit tedious, but rest of the examples, so even you can go by back substitution and you can get the solution. So next, one more important example here. So you can see here, directly they have given you, no need to substitute here for this eighth example, no need to substitute uh, like polar form or Cartesian form. Directly they have given real part and imaginary part. So just concentrate here. F of z is equal to, f of z is equal to, so just to concentrate. Okay, so that is r plus k square by r cos of theta plus I into r minus k square by r sine of theta. So r is not equal to 0 is a regular function. A regular function, regular means what? It is nothing but analytic function at the point z is equal to r e raised to I theta. Also find its a derivative. F dash of z means its derivative. So f of z, that is u plus iv, or it may be w, is equal to this I have taken. Okay, so here u means this, v means this. Okay, so as it is in polar, so no, you should not differentiate with respect to x and y. Here the variables are r and theta, so you have to differentiate with respect to r and theta. So now you can see here, first I'll differentiate with respect to r. See, what is the differentiation of r with respect to r is 1. What is the differentiation of 1 by r? Minus 1 by r square. That I had done, and this is a constant quantity I kept as it is. So just write it only this much. Coming to u theta. So this becomes a constant. Keep it out. Differentiation of this cos theta is what? Minus sine theta. Next, this side VR. So with respect to r, I have to differentiate. Derivative of r with respect to r is 1. Derivative of 1 by r is minus 1 by r square. That minus and this minus, it is plus k square by r square sine of theta. So v theta means next with respect to theta, by keeping the rest of the variable constant. So that is r minus k square by r. I have to keep constant. Differentiation of sine theta, that is cos of theta. So I got both ur u theta, vr v theta. Okay. So next I have to check the CR equation because I want to show it. It is a regular function. Okay. So what are the CR equations here? RUR is equal to v theta. RVR is equal to minus u theta. R into UR means write it this term. Okay, that is equal to v theta means write it this. Okay, just check it whether equality is holds good or not. So here r had taken out inside, so r minus r into k square by r cos theta, r this r get cancelled, so r minus k square by r cos theta. So this side r minus k square by r cos theta as usual. So equality both the side it is holds good. So next r into vr is equal to minus u theta. R into vr 1 plus k square by r sine theta, that is equal to minus u theta means what? R plus k square by r minus sine theta. This minus it is becoming plus. R from here I'll take out. Sorry, inside. R plus r into k square by r square into sine theta. This r get cancelled. R plus k square by r sine theta. So r plus k square by r sine theta. Both the side terms are same. Here also both the side terms are same. So means what? Equality is satisfied. Once the equality is satisfied, I can say that the given function is holomorphic, regular, or analytic, whatever may be the word. Okay. See, I can say that the given function is CR equations are satisfied. The given function is analytic or holomorphic. Okay. So next, coming to get the derivative. So one should understand the derivative here only. So, okay, here it is not given clearly. So let us go for this. F dash of z, that is e raised to minus I theta ur plus I vr. F dash of z is equal to e raised to minus I theta. So we know that what is ur, substitute it here. What is vr, substitute here. So f dash of z is equal to e raised to minus I theta. So you can see here, multiply 1 into cos theta minus k square by r square cos theta plus I sin theta k square plus here I is missing, friends. So small mistake you can see here, I is missing here. So please try to write I here. Okay. So k square by r square sine of theta. So e raised to minus I theta cos of theta plus I sin theta. So this term and this term, I'll write it together. Minus k square by r, I'll take common. Cos of theta minus I into sine of theta. So cos theta plus I sin theta, I'll write it as e raised to I theta minus k square by r square, as minus sign is there here. So because of that, so I'll write it as e raised to minus I theta, e raised to minus I theta. So next, this into this you multiply, this into this you multiply. So e raised to minus I theta into e raised to I theta minus k square by r square, e raised to minus I theta into e raised to minus I theta. So this get cancelled, that is e raised to 0 minus k square by r square. So bases are same, we can add the powers. Minus I theta minus 2I theta. So f dash of z is equal to e raised to 0 will be 1 minus k square by r square. This minus is there, no, I'll take it the denominator, it becomes plus 1 upon e raised to I theta. So that is 1 minus k square by r square into 1 upon. So what is this is the, no, e raised to I theta the square, that is f dash of z is equal to 1 minus k square by c. Actually I had to write in polar form r into e raised to I theta as z. So because of that, as both the powers are 2 and 2, so I can take it in a single bracket. So r e raised to I theta the square. So r e raised to I theta, I can write it as z square. So our derivative is 1 minus k square by z square. 1 minus k square by z square. So any doubts? Any doubts? Any doubts?
No.
Okay, fine. So next will be type 1 we have completed. So what we have done? So in type 1, we have shown that the function is analytic and its derivative. The function is how to show the function is analytic and its derivative. And what is the procedure to get the derivative that we have used. But in the second type, uh, type 2 examples, you can see. See here, type 2 examples. So that is construction of analytic function f of z given its real or imaginary part. Okay. So now earlier we have shown that the given function is analytic. But here we are constructing the analytic function when only one part is given. For example, earlier both the part they have given and we shown that it is analytic. Now what we are doing is that we are constructing that analytic function itself. Only one part will be given. Either u they are giving or v they are giving. Means real part they are giving or imagine. Only one part they are giving. And we are constructing like both. A real part will be given only, so we will get the other part. If real part is given, we will get the imaginary part. If the imaginary part is given, we will get the real part. So later u plus iv will be the analytic function, right? So you can see here, given u or v, they'll give u or v. If u is given, So if it is in Cartesian, differentiate with respect to x, differentiate with respect to y. So or differentiate with respect to v, differentiate with respect to y. So whenever with respect to theta, r and theta, see f dash of z, you take it as ux plus ivx. Given ux, we use CR equation. So now given u, we will use the CR equations here. That is ux equal to vy and uy equal to minus vx. Next, I'll substitute in f dash of z. The CR equation I'll substitute in f dash of z. Next, we substitute the expression for the partial derivative in the RHS, then put x equal to z, y equal to 0. So we will obtain f dash of z as a function of z. So we want f of z, here f dash of z is there. So obviously to remove the differentiation, I had to do the integration. So I'll integrate with respect to z. So this is what the rule in Cartesian. If it is polar, same rule we are using. Similarly, in case of polar coordinate, r and theta are considered. So here f dash of z means you have to consider this. Use the CR equations. We know the CR equations. So here earlier x equal to z, y equal to 0. No, here r equal to z and theta equal to 0 we have to use. So we'll get f dash of z as a function of z, and we will integrate with respect to z. So whatever r equal to z and theta equal to 0 or x equal to z and y equal to 0 we are taking. This is called as Milne-Thomson method. Milne-Thomson method. Okay. So you can see here type 2 examples we are studying here. In type 2, we are constructing an analytic function. Earlier in type 1, we have shown that the function is analytic. So you can see here, one by one we will do it. Find the analytic function. First example you take. Find the analytic function. Kirti, still it is not working.
No, sir, it is stuck in display. Display is lost.
Okay. Because something, whatever the background music, everything I'm hearing. So
Yes, sir, it is not working, sir. I am trying still. It is not.
okay, fine. Concentrate now. Find the analytic function f of z whose real part is. So he has given the real part. This is the real part he has given. And hence find the imaginary part. See, real part means u he has given. We have to get the imaginary part, that is v. So u is equal to, this means get ux and uy. Ux means what? Derivative of u with respect to x by keeping y constant. Uy means what? Derivative of u with respect to y by keeping x constant. So I'm getting ux, you see. So numerator contains x, denominator also contains x. I'll use the quotient rule here. Denominator the square, denominator dou by dou x of numerator minus numerator dou by dou x of the denominator. The simplification will be, so sine 2x. So here I have to differentiate sine 2x. There is a 2 into cos 2x. Here cos hyperbolic of 2y will become 0 minus cos of 2x is there. That cos of 2x differentiation is minus 2 into sine 2x minus, and this minus, that is becoming plus. So that is what I am getting is that cos hyperbolic of 2y minus cos of 2x, 2 cos of 2x minus sine of 2x, 2 sine 2x divided by cos hyperbolic of 2y minus cos of 2x the square. So I'm not simplifying. Here further I'm not simplifying. Why? Because later we are putting x equal to z and y equal to 0. The clear simplification is not required here. So therefore, next ui, same thing, but with respect to y I had to differentiate. So denominator the square. Denominator the square. This is denominator dou by dou x of the numerator minus numerator dou by dou x of, dou by dou y of the numerator denominator. So cos hyperbolic of 2y minus cos of 2x. See here what is there is that I have not simplified only. So here dou by dou y of, okay, so this is sine 2x is there, means this is reducing to 0. Sine 2x with respect to y, in the sense this is 0. So this will be coming as it is. Okay, so f dash of z, is equal to, in the working rule, we have taken ux plus ivx. See friends, here I don't know what is vx. I know only ux. So I can use the CR equations now. So what are the CR equations? Ux equal to vy and uy is equal to minus vx. So what is vx? Vx is what here? Minus uy. So ux minus ui. You can see here. I done it like this. Next, put x equal to z and y equal to 0. Put x equal to z and y equal to 0. So if you substitute, so
Hello.
hello, okay. So here you can see here x equal to z and y equal to 0 you substitute. So this is ux. So substitute x equal to z. So y equal to 0. Cos hyperbolic of 0 will be 1. Minus cos of 2z. 2 cos of 2x, x is z. 2 cos of 2z. Minus sine of 2z. Sine of 2 into sine of 2z. 2 sine of 2z, sine of 2z. So what is that? Sine square of 2z. That is there here. Cos hyperbolic of 2y is what? 0. Cos hyperbolic of 0, that is cos 0, that is 1. Okay. Next, cos hyperbolic of 2z. Okay, that will be there. Minus I into uy. So here you differentiate this and substitute x equal to z and y equal to 0. Definitely the answer will be 0 here. Next, f dash of z is equal to f dash of z is equal to 2 cos 2z. See, this into this. 2 cos 2z minus 2 cos square 2z minus 2 sin square 2z divided by this. So 2 cos 2z. So minus 2 is common. Cos square 2z plus sin square 2z. 2 cos 2z, 2 into cos square 2z, sin square 2z will be 1. So 2 cos 2z minus 2 divided by 1 minus cos of 2z the square. So this is 2 into cos of 2z. 2 is common here. 2 into cos of 2z minus 1 divided by 1 minus cos of 2z the square. So here 1 minus cos 2z is there. Here cos of 2z minus 1 is there. So in the numerator, if I take minus sign common, it becomes 1 minus cos of 2z. So minus sign I have taken common, you can see, minus sign. So I have made it at 1 minus cos of 2z. One term get cancelled here. Okay, minus 2 divided by 1 minus cos of 2z. So minus 2 divided by, what is 1 minus cos of 2z? That is 2 sin square z. So 2 get cancelled. So minus, what is 1 by sin square z? That is cosecant square z. So what is the integration of cosecant square z? That is cos of z plus c. This is cot of z plus c. Okay. So next what I had to do is that I got f of z, but I want imaginary part. So the imaginary part is, okay, so cot of z is there. Z is equal to x plus iy l take, because you know that if I substitute r equal to z is equal to r e raised to I theta, with cot separating that r e raised to I theta and getting real part and imaginary part will be difficult. So I'm just substituting x plus iy. Okay, cot can be written as cos of x plus iy divided by sine of x plus iy. So next thing is that further there is no source to simplify further. So I'll rationalize the denominator. So x plus iy is there. No, I'll make x minus iy, x minus I. Same terms. So sine of x minus iy, cos of x plus iy. So sine of x plus iy, sine of x minus iy. So I know that sine A cos B, sine A sin B. These two formula I'll apply. This I'll apply for the numerator, this I'll apply for the denominator. Half A is x minus iy and B is x plus iy. So please try to apply here. try to apply. So that is when you apply this formula, okay, the first formula I'm applying to the numerator, the second formula I'm applying to the denominator. So this is 1 by 2 sine a plus b. A is x minus iy, b is x plus iy. So that I'm doing sine of x plus iy, sine of x minus iy. Okay, so this half get cancelled, only minus sign will be remained. So with this, the simplification is sine of, so this get cancelled, x plus x will be 2x. So here minus x plus x get cancelled, minus I 2iy, minus 2iy. So here this get cancelled, that is x plus x will be 2x, cos of 2x. So here again x get cancelled, 2iy. So this minus sign I had taken inside. So first term will be coming this, second term will be coming this. Okay, so after that, after everything, okay, so what we have to do is that this divided by this minus I into this divided by this. So that I had done it here. So this is exactly like, this is a real part, minus I into this will be the imaginary part. Here plus sign is there, no? Equate minus sign also, because here minus sign is there. So this is your real part. That is there like similar to the given thing. So this will be the imaginary part. This will be the imaginary part. So probably I know that many of the confusions are there. So while simplifying, because here I did not simplify it clearly. Step means each and everything I have not done it. I hope that this example is very important for the exam point of view. So I hope you will solve it in detail. Okay. Otherwise, once again, I'll solve it and I'll update it. There is no access the problem. So rest of the example, I have solved it clearly, so that we will see in the tomorrow's class. So any doubts?
Sir, send these notes now.
Yeah, I'll send it. Today I scanned everything. Only last part, that is some 3-4 pages are remained. Around 6 o'clock I'll send it. Okay.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
fine. Okay,
Yes,
okay.
sir.
Thank you. Okay.